Well, can I cross over? Sure. Can I stay crossed over each moment? Okay, for the time that I'm going to remain in my perceptual association? Positively. What do I have to do that? Don't be afraid. Because you think crossing over is death. You call it crossing the bar. And you're literally afraid to look up and allow this awakening that's trying to occur in you now to proceed. Why? It's fearful to you. You say, what are all these strange minds doing around here demonstrating to this new reality? I don't think they ought to do that. People here will think they're very strange. What's more foolish to temporal man than a spiritual man? What could be more foolish than what I'm teaching you? Okay, I'm teaching you don't subsist. I'm teaching you don't lay up stores. I'm teaching you make no provisions. I'm declaring to you that this is not real. I'm telling you you can't die and that you can't get sick. That has to be foolish to you. Don't tell me it's not, because it is. Okay, one of us is wrong now. Now, maybe at that point I could get you to look at the alternative. Until then, until you examine your own relationship, you're just going to keep insisting that you're right in this. And until you look at the outcome of being right, you can't get this. You see? You have to look at the outcome of what you're doing instead of burying it on your brother. Instead of letting him get cancer and die. If anybody gets cancer and dies, it's what? It's you. Why would you want one of your loved ones to get cancer and get sick? Answer me. And you tell me you don't, then I'll tell you, well, don't do it then. You want a key sentence of the Course? You didn't make yourself, you dummy. You keep trying to construct yourself using the power of God. You're determined to come back to the location of yourself in time rather than questioning the schism where that occurred. See, time and eternity are obviously the opposite. Okay, so you're held within that association of a beginning and an end. And you maintain to me that's life. How? How do you maintain that that's life? How would you know if you're alive except by dying? You couldn't. You've constructed your life on dying. And now suddenly you're dead, but how does that prove there's life? See, it doesn't make any sense. It's absolutely senseless. And until you look at it, you can't get out of it. Life based on death is what death is. You want to write that down? Death is life based on death. What's the difference between life if you're going to die and death? Nothing. What's sickness but death? What you're saying to me is I'm going to get sick and suffer and perish, and then finally, as a relief for my pain, what do you do? I'll die. I got a good idea that I had when I was 15. Well, if you're going to have to go through the pain in order to die and be in heaven, why don't we just kill ourselves? Okay. Okay, how many times did you do that? How many times are you going to do that until you realize the futility of associating annihilation with eternity? Which is obviously the dilemma that you're facing. You ought to start to hear me here. How many times are you going to cut your wrist and say, I can't stand this? Okay, you can't escape the problem through death because there isn't any. So all you're really telling me is, I'm alive. This is what I discovered just before my awakening. That I'm alive always, and everything is always dying around me. Statement of fact. The statistics are incredible. 1 million people can die, but it's never you. This is why you don't really give any value to life. You can't tell the difference. You really don't care that, say, 20,000 babies starved to death in Ethiopia yesterday. You're concerned about one life in the Gulf. That's perfectly okay until you look at the absurdity of it. But regardless of how you look at it, you can't die. You say, well, I wish I could believe you. And I say, well, you don't have any alternative but to believe me, because you're using the power of your mind to deny me now. And it's impossible that you will continue to do that when you discover that you're causing your own pain. You literally will not do it. Why would you? Is it necessary that you accept responsibility for the cause of this? How else are you going to get it? You're the cause of your own pain, right? Is all pain self-inflicted? Don't do it then. Stop doing it. Well, that's easy to say. Well, it's easy to do, too. Don't do it. Don't blame your brother. Now you don't like what I start to tell you. Okay? Why? Inherent in you is the shared guilt of your own association. He has to be responsible for what's happening to you. Now it's gotten much too easy for you. You're going to say, well, we all know that. Well, you don't know that. If you knew that, you'd be in heaven. Well, I certainly like the way you present it, teacher, and I'm going to consider it. Go ahead. What good's that going to do you? You're going to have to accept it, guys. Did you accept it? Yeah. When? Now? Did you take it? Did you get it just now? Oh, I just felt that. Oh, what happened to you? You dirty guy. You dirty guy. Did you see that, Rosie? Did you feel that? Yeah. She had a knot. I don't talk about. There was a. We all came from the pancreas. I'm the Pleiades. Did I say pancreas? Is that the pancreas out there? Yeah. Did you know that we all came from the pancreas? There's real esoteric talks about the relationship of the ductless glands with what's happening. That's well and good, but you'll have a tendency to reduce it and go to the manager clinic to be studied about your new brain waves or something. Am I creating frenzies in your brain associations? Yeah. You're having what you term epileptic seizure associations. Can you hear that? Did you ever see, if you've seen somebody in a grand mall, that's a lot. That's why. The difference is that you're looking at it as beneficial rather than retracting it. Remember that all of the reality has always been around you, but the explosion of the necessity of the understanding in the perceptual brain literally causes a contraction, which is a seizure. It's called a premature awakening, perhaps, which is the same as a premature Kundalini awakening. That is, if you're, or through drugs, you attempt to stimulate your endorphin associations, you can bring around some very bad trips in your association. Schizophrenic, or paranoid, or manic depressive, which is the three things that we're directing you to here. Can you get this outside of the religious vernacular? Yeah, but why should you, if the lesson is all-inclusive, dummy? But you ask dumb questions. Can I get this without using the vernacular? All the vernacular is unreal until you bring it into associations. You got to bring that into associations with some of you guys I know real well, you know, when I recognize you. Does that mean that our associations have always been pleasant? No, that means they've always been finally unpleasant. Somewhere. They're associated with love and death and all the things that we've done together here. But I wouldn't be here if I wasn't your teacher. You can deny it, but that won't mean anything to me. Why? I only teach one thing. And you only deny one thing. Me. It's impossible that I'm not true because everything is true. I'm teaching you to relinquish judgment in order to see that rather than hold on to judgment and try to identify truth. That's crazy. Trying to tell God what He is. He already knows. Who is He? You. So much energy here, I'll probably have to have a little quiet time. What I don't want you to do is, I want you to take the reasonable accord of what I'm saying to you and bring it into this new association with you through the inclusion of your own concepts. Otherwise, you can't get it. No matter how much illuminant energy I give into a conflictual association. Until it's prepared to relinquish its associations, it won't do any good. I suppose it'll benefit from it. Certainly I have no intention of causing you pain. People who come into association with this energy many times leave much happier. I've had a lot of people go out and do astonishing things. Okay. That has nothing to do with what I teach. That has to do with their demand to remain here and accomplish something in sickness and death. Can I stop them from doing that? No. No. In energy, this is a sorting out process where if you are ready within time to bring your own associations into this and become a savior of the world, this is the course now. Or will you simply remain no thing? Now, you will not define yourself as no thing, and you will feel the accomplishments of the power of your own mind, but you will also take on the responsibility for your time associations, do you see? Therefore, all of the things that you love and cherish will become rusty, get old, and die. Okay. I'm right back to where if you don't look at that, you'll continue to do it, won't you? Is there a change in time going on in this room? Very dramatic. Okay. Okay, the only place there is in all the universe is here. Okay. When you came into the door this morning, you walked into a time warp. Wish I could teach you this. Think of, how do I do that? How can I do that? Think of, this is chapter 13. Think of time as being nothing but continual, congruent continuity of thought. See, all time is going on all the time. Okay. If you come into a situation locating yourself in space-time, in your own mind, and let go of that association, it automatically will formulate in a broader, later range in your time associations. That's what's happening here now. You can call that a holy instant, but I'd rather just have you look at the fact that this is the time of your resurrection. In the Course, Jesus must do it 100 times. He says, today is the day you did it. Today is the day that you finally found it. Why? Why did he do that? Why does he say that? Because today is the day that you did it. Expect God now. How could he come if you didn't expect him now? The whole problem is you put off the expectation and continue to participate in your previous thought forms. How can you get out if you do that? Answer me, somebody. You keep pretending you want to get this, but you won't do the things with your mind that you have to do to get it. You are the denier of it. I understand that for the first time you're seeing a way out of this, those of you who are getting excited about it. I assure you, you should get excited, because this is a way out for you, if you're ready to hear it. Now, can you deny me and go back out into the world? Yeah, but I shortened some time for you. Because this time when you suddenly discover that you're dying and the heart begins to pound, you're going, you say, uh-oh, yeah, now I remember that now. I can remember now, I'm passing over. I'm out of the body, and I feel all of this lovely light energy that's always been around me. What's happened? For that moment, I've disassociated from the body. Those of you who have had death experiences have had this one. And it's real bright, and you know every answer there could ever be, and it's getting better, and it's getting better, and it's better. Here you are again. See, somewhere the two things don't meet, do they? Huh? Of course not, they can't. Now, all I'm really asking you to do is advance the time to your final association so that you'll be here just a moment in a total reflection of your own reality. Know ye not ye must be born again. Huh?